Hey everyone, despite this video being about a VTuber fan game, I hope people who aren't interested in this sort of thing can still find some entertainment out of this video. Especially because this game, which is by the way called HoloCure, is available free on Steam or on the developer's website, where you can download a zip file with the game on it. The gameplay is quite well done, and combined with its freeness, may be something non-fans might want to check out too. According to the developers, HoloCure is very heavily inspired by Vampire Survivor, a browser game, and Magical Survival, a mobile game. I played Vampire Survivors for a little bit, and you can definitely tell right away that you can see where this is coming from, right? It came out initially, I think last year. I'm talking about HoloCure again. I can't quite remember exactly. I waited on purpose before playing and sharing my impressions because I wanted, there to be some bug fixes and also new features and characters to be added first. Basically, HoloCure is a 2D game where you control a character, in this case a Hololive VTuber. You try to survive hordes of enemies, and you aim your attack with the mouse. At first, you only have a base attack, but as you defeat enemies and collect the dropped experience points, you power up and gain new abilities and attacks. Every time you level up, you can choose what ability you want to power up or acquire from a random list. Though I wouldn't exactly call this a bullet hell game, it has quite predominant elements of that genre in it, as you can see. It starts off slow and gets more difficult as you play. The difficulty ramp up, I think, works well. Just as you get better at things and also become stronger, it becomes harder. The nice thing is that it's also quite a replayable game because of the amount of unlockable characters, game mechanics, and other things. There is a story, by the way. It's the year 20XX, and an evil force has brainwashed fans into basically being a horde of zombies, it seems. That's basically it with the story. The enemies consist of various mascots and characters related to Hololive VTubers. They can be caricatures of various fan bases, mascots, or whatever. If you're a Hololive fan, you'll understand what you're seeing obviously right now, but if not, it probably looks quite random to you. There are over 30 VTubers you can choose from. I think the exact number is 38, though don't quote me on that. And that spans Hololive Japan, EN, and Indonesia. I think the developer's introduction to Hololive was probably EN because of all of the myth that's available right from the start, not to mention the enemies on the first stage being all EN related. You can select Stage or Endless mode. Stage mode has a final boss that you need to defeat and then the level ends. And Endless, well, you can guess. There's a couple of stages to choose from, with the first being an open field. That's the easiest. The second is the Hololive offices, which is way harder because there isn't much vertical space and it's quite easy to get boxed in. I haven't beaten that one yet, though I have gotten close. So yeah, I can't advance to the next stage yet. I probably need to upgrade some stuff or, just get better at the game maybe. Each character has their own stats, standard, and special attacks, as well as abilities. This is one of the best parts, by the way, about HoloCure, the different characters. You have to play many of the characters quite differently, and it's fun to try and figure out how to best approach each one. Things like attacks can be based on character lore, but sometimes it can be references to other things. For example, Corone's attack is a barrage of boxing gloves because she boxes in real life. I like that sort of thing. There's various attack types, some affect an area while others are more precise projectiles. Many have very specific quirks or attributes about them, and that's why it's fun to just try everything out. Powering up attacks generally makes them stronger, makes the area of attack larger, and or lands more hits. It depends on the attacks, obviously, and also each level it might be a different thing that it's improving. Other abilities can be acquired and upgraded too. Some are weapons that swing around, shoot, or just, do whatever. I mean, it's written there in the description. You don't have to control those, they just sort of happen as you play. Some deal damage to enemies within a certain radius, while others can affect stats like defense, probability of a critical hit, or speed, for example. It's quite varied, but I found a decent combination that you can do right away at the start. I think Callie is probably the easiest character to use right away. Her scythe swing deals a lot of damage and has a wide area of attack already just from the start. She also has unique abilities that you want to take advantage of. There's one called Death, for example, and that has a chance of causing an explosion upon defeating an enemy, and even causing an instant KO. Given the large group of enemies that usually follow you around, that's very useful. And there's also the Workaholic ability, and that's super useful because each defeated enemy gives you a boost in attack for several seconds. Since you're continuously killing stuff, it basically becomes a permanent and powerful boost to your attack power. The Wrapper is another useful ability, as everything within a certain range will get damaged more by attacks. Combine that with the fact that Callie's fully leveled up base weapon gives you another 10% chance of instant KO, and you've got yourself a really powerful combination. Other abilities that give you a shield or lifesteal are pretty handy too, and you can kind of figure out what to fill out the rest with as you play. And you might prefer certain things over others when it comes to that. There's only a limited amount of slots that you can fill up though, so on the top left you can see what kind of weapon or other attribute, how many you can give your character there. I also found Corne to be quite good too, a powerful and relatively wide attack area, and she has some powerful abilities that can be stacked. Plus, Corne punching a bunch of Cornesokis just feels right. Occasionally there will be boxes that randomly give you abilities. I think they pop up usually when you defeat one of the slightly bigger enemies. You don't have to take what is being given to you if it's something you don't want. There's anvils that drop too, which allows you to upgrade abilities. If an ability is maxed out, then you can increase its power even more. There's a stamp system, which is very much based on luck, so you might not want to rely on that. Because sometimes, it just takes forever for, that thing to even pop up. You can have 3 active effects. If you don't want an effect, you can sell it for coins or use it to power up an existing stamp. The collab system can combine 2 abilities into one. Since I mentioned coins a bit earlier, there's a gacha system that you can unlock characters with, but don't worry, you don't have to use real money. It's divided by gens, and getting duplicates powers up a character's base stats. You also get tiers when getting duplicates. Once you have 7, you can use those 7 to unlock a character, and 15 you get to unlock an alternative outfit of your choice. As you can see, there's still a whole lot of gens missing on the JP side of things. There's nothing beyond Gen 2, I think. You can also unlock various gameplay elements and power-ups. Essentially, it's almost a money-based game balance system, as you can also make things harder for yourself. And if you don't like what you spent your money on, you can get a refund and allocate that to other things instead. So yeah, essentially it's tuning the game balance how you want it to be. The more money you have, the more you can tailor it to your liking. You can gather money playing the game and trying out characters, etc. But there's also abilities that you gain that will accelerate that process a bit, like dropping more coins and things like that. Alternatively, there's the Holo House, which references Coco's idea of having everybody live together and stuff, but that never came into fruition really, only a little bit. I actually didn't really dive into this mechanic yet. You can decorate the house, and there's also a way to earn coins while you're not playing, but like I said, I haven't really looked into it, so there seems to be guides available on how to farm coins and stuff, but I just want to play the game for now, so I'll look into it later, I guess. But yeah, overall I think HoloCure is a pretty good game which is done by actual fans, and you can tell it's made by people who care. It's fun because of all the references, but if you're someone who doesn't really follow Hololive, I recommend giving it a go if the gameplay seems fun from the footage. It only takes a few minutes to find out if you like it. This game is still under development, and I'm looking forward to see what sort of things they'll add in. Obviously more VTubers is one thing. I'd really like to see Gen 3 and up and what they're like to play. I'm also going to play probably the Hololive fighting game, Idol Showdown. That seems like it's really well done too. We'll see, maybe I'll make a video on that as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.